Welcome back. Alright, today we're going to crack on with another episode and yeah, it should be a good day today actually. So we're going to be putting together the exhaust system. I'm glad to be getting down to the end where things like the exhaust goes on, which is pretty cool. So just a bit of a rundown I suppose on where my head was at with the exhaust system. I just wanted to do a 3-inch pipe straight off the headers and end it before the diff. I have sourced so like 2 bimodal mufflers or Varics or whatever you want to call them, and they've arrived just in the nick of time, which is good. I picked up all the stainless during the week, so I've gone 304 grade stainless steel, a couple of meters of 3-inch pipe, a heap of 45s and a few 90s. Picked up an X pipe. Well, picked up 2 X pipes. One after sort of dummy fitting it yesterday was probably a little bit too big to work, so I had to go and get the cheaper variant, which I wasn't too happy about. But hey, what are you going to do? It's if I hadn't have gone with that, the exhaust would have just been sitting too low in the car, and it would have probably caused issues. Cruising through Macca's or something, I'd probably rip the bloody exhaust off. So we decided to go with just a smaller option. And a good mate of mine, Dave, he is a fabricator. I've known him for probably 20 years, and he's been a fabricator for about 40. And yeah, he's coming over today. You'll see him do his thing. Pretty simple, realistically. It's actually, if you're a welder, it's pretty simple, but the design of the system itself is pretty simple. We'll go have a quick look at some of the stuff that I've got. So that's just my 3-inch pipe down there. Unfortunately, so this is the cross pipe that I wanted to run with. It's really cool because you look inside there and you see how free flowing that is, but unfortunately it's just a little bit too big for the application that I want to use it. So I should probably have set it up a little bit better, but I'll show you what it looks like. I'll show you a photo now actually, with that X pipe. It should do the job. And here, the bimodal exhaust systems, I'm sure you've all seen them. A lot of the European cars are running that type of setup now. As soon as you hit the race button, these Varics open up and then give you, a quieter or a louder note, depending on where you want to be. Let's have a look. That's obviously the motor on top that runs it. And inside, see that's currently closed at the moment, and that'll just quieten it right down. That's all controlled by this box here, and then obviously you've got your wires. So this is going to run from your box into the actual unit itself, and then this is power here. We'll definitely have to be rewiring that so it's not plugged into a cigarette lighter. That's a Bluetooth dongle, which will send a signal from the box itself to the actual unit, and then it's just controlled itself by a remote, which will just sit on the keys or wherever I want to put it, and bang, just open and close. And this one's quite good. I spent a little bit more with this one just to get it to have the multi settings, so it's not just to open or close. I've gone for the ability to have I think it's like 6 different settings, so you can sort of choose what you want, I suppose. Looks. I'm not going to waste too much of your time and go on about all the last episodes that we've seen. It's been a pretty exciting journey. You've probably seen the motor be built in the last episode, which is still yet to be finished. It's not far off though. I suppose by the time you see this video, it will be finished. Next we will crack on with getting the car up on the hoist. We'll start tacking the exhaust together and just getting it right to what we need and cut our lengths and so on and so forth, and then weld it all up. I'm going to keep it just stainless. I know the whole undercarriage is all black. The motor's all black, everything's all black in there, but I think the chrome will offset, the stainless color will sort of offset under that. You can't just go one single color, you have to have a bit of pop in there. So yeah, that stainless will do. While I see it here, there's just little things like here. These are the flanges that will weld up, and they're a mold steel. So I just sort of got some header paint and just sprayed those a nice silver so they don't stand out like dog's balls when they rust up. And here
I've just got a couple of sort of extenders, so that'll attach to the 2.5-inch headers, and then to the 3-inch pipe that we're going to make. And just in here is the actual X pipe as well. So while we're here, I might want to just grab that out. Probably some poor camera work there, no doubt. But you know what? You guys get the picture. The old one-hand warrior here. Sorry about that. Bit of vertigo, and that's it. That's what we'll use now. So, still has the same concept of the X pipe. You know, it doesn't look too bad in regards to free flow, and I suppose the reason behind having these X pipes is basically what it does is, we get the exhaust coming out of the headers and meeting here in the center, and it creates a vortex. That air being pushed out, that exhaust vapors and fumes being pushed out, sort of combine and whoosh, make a wicked vortex, and then it'll come straight out again and dump out in the rear too. So it sounds cool. It doesn't just sound cool, it actually sounds cool in the car. So that gives it that nice little 304 grade stainless ting, which I'm after. And yeah, sick. So once again, I'll jump on soon and we should be welding up an exhaust.
Shiny as a top. I have to fucking, when I weld on it, I've got cardboard everywhere, so I don't fucking mark anything. Goes off here, because this side's got the rubber. Right, so I've got all my brackets, so I've got everything I need. Well, see how they roll with that. I've got it more different. I've got to make an L shape, so it sits like that. I've got a machine where it bends all this on this round, so I can bend any shape. Or I could weld it that way and hang the rubber off of here, doesn't that make a difference either way now? So I could weld that there and hang it like this. And I'm using these rubbers because these are fucking really strong. Alright, because you've got a lot of weight hanging off your car, man. So my thought was, if you did this, do it on the other side so you can't see it. And then I'll tap it on that weld there, so that it's only on the seat. And then this side here will be the same. So that side, what I'll do now is I'll take this off the marker. So I'll sit like this, bro. I'll sit like that. Sit it that way. Sit it that way because it blows your smoke straight out. It doesn't affect the match at all. No, fucking way, man. Not a chance, not a chance. That's all like that. They look really good like that. That's all you're going to see. If you stand back there and have a look, all you're going to see here, all you're going to see is that. I want to trim this back a bit. What I want you to do, right, I'll mark where I want to cut. I'll take it off, so I can start, and then I can use this trolley to do the other side, because this side's right. What I want to do is this. I'm going to ride on the so I don't get too, because what I'll do is I'll take all this in pieces. This bit is easy. I want to weld those flanges on with this welder today. This should weld them up for them. And then the rest I'm going to do with my welder, my stainless steel. You know, I've done that 3 times now. That's why I wear a hat. No, I wear a hat. I see fucking snapping
All right, it's been probably 4 hours, 4 or 5 hours. Dave's been at it pretty flat out. We had a couple of hiccups. We didn't get we got the argon gas for the welder, but unfortunately I didn't grab a regulator, so I went back and forwards, got the right stuff, got it set up, and you know, we got straight into it. Dave, you know, had heaps to do anyway in the meantime while I had to run back and forwards. But yeah, let's have a look and see how it's all gone. So you've seen already the pacemaker 2.5s, the extractors, and we've just obviously welded flanges to that, well Dave has anyway, and then we've gone stainless 3-inch pipe the whole way through. So let's have a look. Obviously it's just tacked up now, and that's sort of stage 1. Once Dave gets it, he's going to do some nice pretty welds, and we'll be able to see that at the end of it. So straight down, we've gone off our headers straight down into the X pipe here. All right, that's how we're going to create that vortex I was talking about earlier before, moving straight back out to the bimodals that I also showed you earlier before as well. So they are sitting pretty cool. All right, and if we come to the back here, that's what they're looking like, dumping straight out before the diff. Dave, we were having a chat before, and Dave reckons that, you know, dumping these out straight, so they just go straight and following the curvature of the exhaust or the line of the exhaust, it gets a bit too drony, so he likes to sort of direct that out pipe, which, as you can see, sort of points straight out between that gap out of the back wheel and the fuel tank here. So that directs it straight out. It won't make it so drony, but man, it looks fucking real cool. I'm pretty happy with it. Have a look at that angle. It's not too bad at all. So yeah, I guess what Dave's going to do is, unfortunately, the welder that we've got here, it's just, we're probably taking a bit too long to set it up. So he's going to take the welder back to his own station he's got set up, and he's going to finish that off on tomorrow, and then we'll probably get back Monday night and get that fitted all off. So yeah, it's pretty good. All in all, pretty good result. And yeah, so basically I'll jump on next and we'll show when it's all fitted up and good to go. Thanks. Alrighty, well, that's a wrap for the exhaust. It came up pretty cool. I'm pretty happy with the vision. I saw a few, pictures and some cars that I've used as inspiration, and it was sort of good to get this done. Big ups to all my mates who helped me again. Dave from TrueFit, well, Dave, not from TrueFit, but Dave, who has been a welder for, far out, man, for a long time. Laz, obviously letting us use the shop. and all the boys that were here, I suppose, that helped out with some ideas and some general help here and there. It was actually not too bad of a installation, realistically. We came here, as you saw before, tacked it all up and got it to where it needed to be. I picked up all the stainless, organised the bimodals or the Varick exhaust mufflers. Everything fit. It actually fit really well. Where the actual line of the exhaust sits, and I'll show you in a second. Well, I would have probably just shown you is that it sits below where the actual where my diff sits, and where I think that it's not going to protrude too low, so I'm going to knock the thing off when I go over a speed hump. Not that I will be going over one very fast or very many of them, to be honest, but it happens. Car shows and stuff, sometimes you got to get over speed humps to get into things. So so yeah, look, it was really good. I thought I'd just show you the computer or the module that runs the piece of kit. I think is really, really cool. So this piece of kit here, I'll mount probably underneath the parcel shelf, and I'll probably just zip tie it and use a bit of two-sided tape or foam tape there to just so it doesn't vibrate from any aggressive sound systems that may be attached at some stage. And it'll also give a good contact for the Bluetooth connection, which goes to the modules on the actual exhaust themselves that I've already shown. These guys will get fed through and plug into the mufflers. Okay, and then there's just a power, which is just, I think, 9 volt, 9 or 12, but basically I can get that from any cigarette. So I'll just probably wire in something at the rear, up through the car while it's all sort of out and the Autolex working on it. Works well, but that just plugs into here and this unit basically sits there. The cool thing about buying the 2 of these is that you get 2 controllers, 2 of the Bluetooth dongles, and not 2 of the clips, but I'd imagine from the looks of it, and there's definitely rubber around the inside there, that they'll be waterproof. Which is good, so if something does break or something's not working, then I can probably just swap it out and get a new one. So, I mean, yeah, all in all, pretty good. Did some pretty good welding. It's going to be super loud, 3-inch straight off the extractors, but then at the same time, as soon as I press a button, it's going to be super quiet and I'll be able to pass any EPAs or things like that. So it's going to, not just like passing EPAs, I suppose, because, starting the car up in the morning if I want to get up early and you've got the kids asleep, or, you're pulling into the house late at night, or blah, blah, blah. There's heaps of times where you don't want that thing absolutely shaking the pillars of hell. So it's good to have. I reckon that, I've seen them on a few cars and I think they're pretty cool. I'm glad they've finally had. So yeah, let's call that a wrap for the episode. And yeah, next time we'll be on here, we'll probably be talking about, I suppose we're at the stage of, finishing off the wiring on the car, and then the interior install, which is going to happen really soon, and then off to dyno, and then wheels, and then suspension tuning, and then it's pretty much done. So it's all happening really quickly. And there was those few months there, all the planning and all that sort of stuff, but it's gotten to the stage now where it's happening quick. It's everything's bang, it's all just happening. So it's been absolute mayhem. To be honest, I'm sitting here by myself at Laz's. Everyone's gone home. I'm sitting here just finalising everything, and it has been that way for nearly every night for the last sort of 2 weeks. But you know what? I'm glad the learning curve once again has been huge. And yeah, big thanks, and see you on the next episode.